know when you see us, Cabana?
Yo, we can't.
Nina gonna be cracking up. I'm telling y'all right now.
We don't know how to behave. Just know we don't behave here.
And I haven't been with y'all in so long, so I know I'm just about to. Okay.
All right, we are live and cute music's coming. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your girl Dizzy, and welcome to a new episode of What You Got to Say. Of course, I got my crazy co-host in the building and a few more talented individuals dropped on the scene today. So, what's up, Miss Kela Mahogany?
Hey, y'all. Today, my name is Kilo. That's how I would like to be addressed. I'm here. I'm so happy to be here with y'all.
I will address you as Kilo. Please change your name tag because that's what I go by. You need to be for Kilo, all big letters. Yes.
See,
okay.
I'm already fucking up. My bad.
We in there. What's up, Tyrone, Greggory?
Hey, what's going down? Let's get it, gang, gang.
All right, what's up, Miss Cool Candice?
What's up, y'all? Man, it's time to chop it up. Let's go.
And Mr. Cabana Blaq, how are you, sir?
Great, I'm that dude. I'm so excited about today.
Yeah. So today's show is called The Power of Words, Poetry Edition. And so, of course, we had to bring on some heavy hitters, man, some wordsmith extraordinaires to the scene. And all of them here, and they all VA. I've known these people since like forever plus one. So I want to introduce you to, we got another one coming later, but three to me of the top poets that we have in this area. But they're not just poets. I'm gonna let them dig a little deeper and tell you who they really are. So first, of course, ladies first, I have to introduce y'all to the Beam herself, Miss Nina Brewton. What's up, Miss Nina? How are you, lady?
Peace, peace. Good day, everyone. Thank you, thank you. It is so good to be here. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day, yeah. So I'm glad to be here with you all. My name is Nina Brewton, and they call me the bald hair queen. And so I am all things light. I'm a light bearer here in the world, and my whole goal is to, in all that I do as a host, as a spoken word artist, as a benefit fundraiser, I aspire to have others tap into who they are in the light that they have in the world in whatever they do. Okay, so that is the goal right now. Just showing up as light, showing others how to be light, and that's it. We here.
That's what's up. That's all right. That's, look, the Beam herself, as I said, Miss Nina Brewton. All right, second up here is Mr. Terrell K. Mercer. Terrell, tell him who you be, sir. Tell him who you be.
I be Terrell K. Mercer, and the K does not stand for Killmonger. I don't like when people assume that. I am a poet, spoken word artist, published author. I am also a host. I am a panda, traveling the world disguised as a human being.
Yes,
I'm just a person that's honored to share this gift that I've been entrusted with to the world. So that's just me in a nutshell. Oh, also, I am the co-vice president of Arts Out Loud Foundation with my sister Marquita Bianca out in Virginia Beach. We do it through Bala Fusion Creative Arts Center. I teach creative writing and youth journalism, doing what I can to sow into the next generation of artists and creatives.
That's what's up, Mr. Terrell K. Mercer, the panda himself, And last, but certainly not the least, a brother that I have been a fan of since Fuzzy Wednesdays was still occurring in the Hampton Roads area.
Shondo!
Man, Mr. Q5.
That boy good. That boy good.
I gotta stop.
What's up,
I
Q?
really gotta stop. What's up, everybody?
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
More
Big,
fire.
I
big
cannot.
fire.
I cannot. But what's up, everybody? You know the vibes. It's your boy Q5. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Too easy to look. He's trying to be all humble.
Yeah,
and
right.
stuff, but,
Nah,
you know,
because like,
look.
yo, I give the intros like that. I give people
Yeah.
intros so like, for you to give me an intro like that, I'm like, oh, that's what it feels like. I can't take it.
Do not,
See why
do
people
not
be
make
like,
me.
damn, Q, chill. But
Nah.
Do it,
I
do it,
can't.
Nina. Do it. Do
I
it.
can't. I have to give you all the love because let me tell you. Let me tell you this first of all. I have been fans of all of these individuals for years. I tell you, for years. But when you are of a certain age and you see the next generation coming,
Fact.
and
That's
the
all
next
truth right there.
generation is
Yeah.
represented by brothers like Q5,
Very true.
please,
it's like,
Take it,
damn.
brother.
thank
It's
you.
Hey.
not all just mumble rap and drugs. I mean, this one right here is like, I'm here. I'm here and I'm more than what they're feeding you. So you better take all that and put it in your pocket.
I'm standing on y'all shoulders. So you know what I'm saying?
I want to say this real quick.
Gotcha.
I want to say this real quick. Yesterday, we hosted an event at Ballot Fusion, and this young guy was kind of like listening to me, and I was like, "Yeah, you know, I can get you in touch with a couple of artists." I said, "Do you know Q5?" And it was like he lit up. "Oh, you know Q5?" I was like, "Yeah, it's like my little bro." Word, yo. I was like, "Oh wow."
Yo, if y'all don't know, like Q5 is like the Blaq Thought of the 757. Like that's what I feel. He's like, it's like you said, you know the group,
I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you.
right? Right? All right then.
And
So-
You don't know who Black Thought is? I need you to Google it.
Stuff too, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you don't know who Blaq Thought is,
Sign out and come back.
Back yourself, please.
Right.
Many times.
right.
Walk into this.
It did.
Put your face right
It
here.
did. May I just add, this is the thing about Q though. You know, lyricism aside, vocal abilities aside,
Yeah.
the brother has a heart. I'm telling you, the brother has a heart for people.
Mhm.
He is serving his community. He's a coordinator and does work with Teens with a Purpose
Come on,
in
talk about it.
right.
Norfolk. So y'all follow Q5, Q5 TV on Twitter, on Instagram, Cypher Tuesdays. He's been running an open mic in Newport News for 6 years. Y'all,
You gotta tell it.
and
Yes.
as you see, he's a humble dude.
Look,
And it's not like
yeah.
a fake humble situation. Like he's a legit, just a
Take
humble.
all
and
the
great dude.
flowers. Take
Okay,
all
sorry. All right.
the flowers, all of them. Look,
Yeah,
not
okay.
enough of our younger generation get this much love and praise, so take all of it.
I mean,
Thank you.
and is this episode not about what?
Words, the power of words. So
Exactly.
thank you. Nice segue, Miss Nina. So this episode is about the power of words. What we say to each other, what we receive from each other, what we receive from music, what we receive from poetry, just what we receive just off the basis of words all together. So we figured what better way to celebrate words and the use of them than to bring you some of the dopest poets to the stage, like to the stage, to the screen, whatever you want to call it, to bring them here to share their light and love for you, love for words and their use of words. And so we're going to let them spit a couple pieces so that you can see why we love them oh so much. Oh so much. So Cabana, this yours, baby. You do the thing.
All right, so everybody, I'm just so excited about this particular show because words is the one thing that we do not realize is everyone's superpower. We all have words in our mouth, but how we use them is how our lives turn out. So I think it's so befitting. We have thickness in the room. And when you got this much thickness in the room, you know, time can move so fast. So I'm gonna try to put questions out there where our guests can be able to speak and share, and then us as the cast, we can do our thing as well. But when you got this kind of thickness, baby, it's going to be drenching wet. I'm so excited. So is everybody ready to get wet in the room? Because yes, sir. Kilo, I know she's ready. She's already moist. I'm ready for it.
Wow.
Honey, I come to play. Here we go.
My pronouns are they and them, please.
So this is what it is. The first question that I want to ask the guest is, when you think about the power of words, what does that mean for you as in your profession? Because all of y'all are professionals and this is what you do. What does that mean for you? And of course, we'll start with ladies first. Nina Brewton, hit it up.
Thank you. So what I think of words, how they matter in our profession, I think that it helps. One thing that I'm learning is that it's really important to be mindful of my words and in the ways that I lead, right? The ways that I encourage others or don't. I remember, I can go all the way back to my time at Langley, back when we all first met. I was in the Air Force, and I was kind of leaning back toward the Lord, trying to act right and carry on right, and grow up. And as a leader even, and there was this young lady in my office who used to frustrate me to no end. I mean, she was simple, bless her heart. We're not gonna get into her. Lovely young lady, simple. And I used to go off because, and Vaughn, my emotions back then. So someone pulled me to the side and said, well, how are you ever going to be able to minister or lead or, be a mother even if you can't deal with airman such and such? If this is sending you. And she was like, you really got to be careful with how you speak to her. You can break her down. We know who she is, right? So professionally, whether you're in the military, whether you're wherever you are, again, whether I'm working with students, learning the best ways to convey how I'm feeling, the things we need. These are all things that I think are very important in the ways that words show up in our lives.
Q5.
How do you follow that up? I mean, words have power, you know what I'm saying? We have the ability to speak life or to speak, death over things. We use our words to communicate and express our thoughts and our feelings. I just look at words as a way to, showcase who I am. I look at it as a way to build bridges. Words are a way to, reach across the aisle or the table or what have you. So, they're just powerful in that sense that they bring people together. By themselves, but definitely when you put them to music, music is universal language. You don't have to speak the same language, but the music, communicates the thoughts and feelings. So, words are just dope. It's incredible that we have language and the ability to speak. I don't know. It's that dope when you really think about it.
Right. Mr. Terrell Mercer.
As my brother Q5 was just saying, I am an avid believer of the power of life and death being in our tongues. And I didn't fully, the impact of words didn't really register to me until I began to share my gift openly with people, and to see how many people our age still feeling the impact of words spoken over them when they were 5, 6, in their teens. And when they tell you how you being transparent and a piece, how it spoke to who they were back then. And it's something that they never knew they had to deal with. Especially if you're doing an event where people have had a little alcohol in their system, they're a little bit more suspect to hearing what you got to say. And we just don't realize that power. And I begin to take that responsibility with how I will present myself as an artist. And even if it's some things I want to speak on, like Nina said, sometimes you don't say certain things because you know that right then at that moment, if you say it, you might say it wrong. And you could push somebody away rather than pull them towards
it.
Yeah.
Thousands.
May I just add that between what my brothers just said is the idea that what I'm learning as I grow as an individual and in this walk first, as an advocate for social justice and as a Black woman just trying to live and get people to understand my existence. One of the things that I'm learning is that I didn't have language to a lot of the things that I've been feeling, that I felt, that I've been trying to comprehend, and I didn't have the language to convey what I thought, right? Like, but you read books, you come into community, read different people, and this is why what Terrell is saying, thank you, is that it's important because we give language to when we show up, and thank you, God, is because we all need a reminder when we show up and give our words, and even more importantly, show up as our authentic selves, then we lend language to people who can associate with us or do see themselves in us in some form or fashion.
Right.
So with that being said, the floor is now open for someone to give a piece, and that's from anyone. That's from the cast of what you got to say, from our guest today. So we're gonna go from question to poetry. So who would like to share first?
All right. We go rock, paper, scissors. Go rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, we do this over Zoom.
I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna pick. You know what? Let's do this. Kilo, our special guest, Kilo today is here. Let's get a piece from Kilo. Can we get some snaps in the room, everybody? All right.
Love here.
Go on mute too.
She got to enter the stage.
Oh, okay.
When I tell you she been ready all her life.
Ayo, dog, I meet bitches, discreet bitches, street bitches, / Cocoa Puffs, sweet bitches. Make you wanna eat bitches, but not me. Y'all niggas eat off the plate all you want, but not D.
Damn. Come on, give it up for Kilo. I want another poet in the room. Let's keep it flowing. Yeah.
I got one. They Kilo.
I mean, that was the great words of the great poet. You know what I'm saying? Very great poet.
I mean, people will be quoting you for generations.
It took me a second, but when it registered, you know what I'm saying? Those words hit very hard.
Like you guys felt it, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was something that would really,
that was like real.
everyone would be able to relate to.
And with that, we recognize the power of words.
Right.
And so I would like to now share my piece called Words Matter.
Okay. Go on, let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you, Kilo.
I love her.
Okay. I love y'all. I remember a time when words mattered. Letters used to contrive utterances were more than mere colorful runes bordering classroom blackboards. In the alphabet, it was more than just a song. Those letters meant that opportunity was at our fingertips. Children sat bright-eyed in anticipation of learning how to build nations. The power of words were, their futures were at the tips of their tongues. When words mattered, elders taught that each generation must learn the formulas used to create the lives they never attained. The power of words were alive. As incantations spoken from the hearts like sorcerers, we spawn life and death with our words. At a time when, coupled with a handshake and a look in the eye, no contracts were needed. Integrity was worth the letters it took to spell it, and the men who spoke it could still believe in TRUST. At a time when even the thought of someone calling my father the word to categorize the very being of his father was never so easily spoken from brother to brother, from one hue to another. My nigga. In the backwoods of Kentucky, they didn't call him man. Boy was even more a compliment compared to the word that guaranteed that death was soon to follow. But not before the beatings, the tar, and the feathers. The flames of hate upon the same cross they used to crucify our Lord. Back when words mattered, that same hate was spelled out in the backs of our great grands. Long before your so-called haters disagreed with your views or disliked your whack beats and rhymes and said so in tweets and status updates. The word hate, it carried weight. And the men who spoke it, they proved that words mattered with every breath they breathed and every word spoken. I remember thinking that 3 words spoken in rhythm meant what they were intended to mean. I love you meant I am here for you. I will protect you. I am all you need. God is love left no doubts in the minds of the brokenhearted that true love It exists. With your words, the vision is made clear. Walk on the words you speak, creating a world only yet seen in your imagination. Your words matter.
Wow. 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 Wow, and that, the power of words to me when I look at poetry and the commitment that it takes for people to write out their thoughts and commit them to memorization and sometimes even reading them, I also ask the question of the mishandling of words. And going into this part of the conversation in our community, poetry seems like it never dies. It always rises when it's needed. It comes out like the great dinosaurs that we seem to forget, but it's always right on time. And just to look at our own mirror, do you think we mishandle our words in our community, being that we are an African-American panel? And I open that first question up to Cool Candice. And do you really look at sometimes when we look at the words that are put out there, do we mishandle them instead of thinking about it? Because a lot of times we had a show, sometimes people talk to be heard and not understood. So, Cool Candice.
Yes, I do think that our words are can be misinterpreted at times, but at the same token, the way you convey it can be just as heavy. When you look at how you respond to someone with whatever the topic may be, your tone in how you respond to them can be just as bad as the words that you may have said. And that's one thing, me personally, that I've been working on as far as how I'm conveying messages to people or how I'm responding to people, because a lot of times, with me included, people just respond. They're listening to what you've said just so that they can respond, not to actually understand what is being said to them so that they can actually grasp the message and actually be like, okay, this is what they were saying. So let me work this out in my head. Let me rework the plan that I was thinking so that I can move forward and go ahead and progress, versus, nah, they hating on me because they ain't trying to hear me out. And you've already missed what they were trying to tell you because you're completely defensive versus trying to just accept what's being said. And a lot of times you may not, I can't say a lot of times, depending on who you're talking to, you literally have to sit there and be like, okay, if this isn't a person that I would trust myself with, if this isn't a person that I would honestly accept advice from, why am I subjecting myself to listen to them criticize me?
Wow.
Because at that point, they already don't have your best interests at heart. So that's another thing that you do have to keep in mind. It's like, okay, if this person is looking out for my best interest, all right, I already know that about them. I already know their character. I know they're speaking good things and they're trying to see me progress. All right, I need to listen. I need to understand. I need to let that thing settle in my spirit so that I can actually move forward with it. But if that's a person that you're not clicking with and their spirit's not in the right place and there's a stirring in yours and you're like, something's telling me I don't need to be over here, then why are you listening to them? So know your surroundings as well, because that is a major player in accepting the words that someone's saying and the words that you're giving back out.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, I'm so, this moment is so good. And I'm gonna shift, honey. I'm gonna go slutty too. Don't worry about it. But I'm trying to look, we gotta be well-rounded in this tip. So there's a moment for me, and the moment for me was Love Jones. Love Jones was really my introduction to us being sexy and Black and poetically dominant and free. Like, what did it say? That movie caused me to look at my people with a happy face. And so the question I'm gonna ask is, I hope it doesn't sound dumb, but I've never heard the question asked, and if you don't know, you just don't know, right? Where does poetry come from? And does it come from us, or were we just like everything else in entertainment? We took They either took it from us or we take it and we make it the shining star. That's for anybody.
Before y'all answer, I would just like to make clear that there are varying types of poetry, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we do have to make sure that we are clear about. Of course, now in the late 90s, early 2000s is when spoken word poetry blew up. But even back in the 70s, you had, if y'all want to talk about some of that, we had the grandfathers and grandmothers of spoken word. But go ahead, brothers.
Like talking about the 70s, I tell people all the time, I think Nipsey Russell was one of the best spoken word artists ever. Like all you have to do is look at the Wiz, and he just came with some bars in that alone. And he was already doing his stuff back then. So I mean, even if you were to like trying to think of some other people you could probably find footage of, and it was almost done in like a spoken word format, is just, I think spoken word got to get more excelled as rap began to be excelled, which rap, as we know, means rhythm and poetry. So that's how that became excelled, because Q5 can attest to this. Like a lot of times you'll find somebody will put a spoken word artist on a hip hop program. Right. And so to me, it's almost like the spoken word aspect of poetry is almost like a us thing, because we get to put so much of us into it. And that's why you'll hardly find any two spoken word artists that are alike, whether it be the stanza or anything, you know, but the delivery is almost like, okay, I know who that is. That's their signature. So that I just wanted to add that in there. So,
yeah.
Anybody else? Because I was even thinking about, you know, the amazing actor Eddie Murphy when he did Dolomite. I didn't realize.
Yeah, Rudy Ray Moore. Oh, Rudy Ray was.
That's poetry.
Yeah.
That was in the but it was poetry.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
And
even when we listen to people like James Baldwin and people who was a writer, but even in his speech, even though he wasn't a spoken word artist, there was a cadence to his speech, even in interviews that we see of him.
Yeah.
You know, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the likes of Dr. King and Reverend Cone, you know, the grandfather, if you will, of Black theology, Black liberation theology. That's why they are able to grab people and to teach in the ways that they can and get people's ear, because of the cadence, because of the rhythm, because of the soul that's in it, right? So it's from poetry to spoken word that we're all involved in specifically. It's just innate. I think it's innate. Go ahead, Q.
I think I don't pretend to know the history, but I mean, of course, poetry has been around for centuries, but in the context of the way that we embody it and put it forth, I think it, and even with Nina speaking about preachers and whatnot and all those types, like oration period, like especially of the word and of words that are written, like it just lends itself to the Black experience, period. Like we have a story to tell. We've always had a story to tell. Our stories have been erased, or they've been, you know what I'm saying, belittled or swept under the rug. And so when we have these opportunities to speak, it's like we've been putting our stamp on it as an art form over the last, you know what I'm saying, century or decade, especially in the last, you know what I'm saying, 30, 40 years, but definitely in the last 20 to 30, you know what I'm saying, with the rise of hip hop and, you know what I'm saying, even spoken word taking a more popular, you know what I'm saying, place in culture, you know what I'm saying, with the Def Poetry Jams and all of these things. Like we have stories to tell. And so like, even going into the cadence and the thing, like you might as well say it's us, you know what I'm saying? We created everything else. We're just gonna go ahead and claim that too. Cause like, nobody's really, I mean, I'm not taking away anything from any other group, but like, come on, like we really do this, you know what I mean? Like some of the dopest, nicest poets, you know, it's us. Some of the dopest, nicest MCs, you know, it's us, you know what I mean? So we have these stories to tell, and storytelling and the word lends itself to our experience as people. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and claim that for us. Put the stake for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any questions that's coming up, Dizzy, or something?
Not yet, not yet. But I do actually want to kind of piggyback off the question that you asked. I don't know where poetry originated. I think you would have to go back hella far to find the very first poem. You know what I'm saying? However,
It was
what
a
I
dude
do-
named Jerome in the Garden of Eden.
right. Like after Eve with that apple, and then she
He
was
said there was a
"Man,
dude named Tyrone in the garden. I was like,
about this apple that I
Look at
just
that flaming sword. Oh
Right.
Lord.
Right, exactly. But what I do feel is that and this is just my personal opinion. I agree that what Nina says, that there's a bunch of different types of poetry. Agreed. I think that whatever speaks to you and your soul and your experiences is what makes that particular type of poetry significant for you. And so I don't want to hear about raindrops on a sunny afternoon and the dewdrop falls. I could care less about the dewdrops and the rainbows and the butterflies.
Yeah, let's
Don't
clap.
care.
48,
I don't
78.
care. But what I do, what I am interested in is what I can relate to.
Mhm.
And I'm able to relate to the struggle that our people go through. And as Nina said, if I don't have the language or the words to say what I feel, I still receive the satisfaction of receiving those words from someone else, which validates my feelings and it allows me to be able to describe what I'm feeling. What I have found for myself is I know that I'm a very critical thinker. I'm an analyzer and I shoot from the hip. And I understand that not everybody is always ready to receive my message. And before I used to be pissed because to me it was common sense. Why the hell don't you know that the answer is ABC? Why do you keep choosing DEF? You know the answer is ABC, right? But what I've come to realize now is I have to intentionally tell people, when you're ready to hear the truth and not what you want to hear, then come talk to me.
Yeah.
And then and what I've realized is that the people that I surround myself with have started to do that. And that is best for both of us. Yeah. My friend will call and be like, yo, I'm going through. I'm not ready to talk to you about it right now, but I'm going through. I'll call you when I'm ready. And that is enough for me.
Yeah.
To know that you're not ready to talk to me because I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the answer with void emotions. This is the common sense.
This is exactly why I'm so glad you said all of that. This is exactly why community is important, because we can't all reach the same person, right? And this is why cultivating these spaces where where people can come, where they know they can go to for this person, for this, for that, but people that they can trust. Right. So we all have to be in a space where we all have to be the light, right? We have to be a safe space where people can come glow. Speaking of being the light, shines, ladies, light, glow up into the room.
Perfect timing.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Yeah, but that's why I feel that word, that's as I get older, I'm starting to understand the power of someone's words, because how many of y'all, and I'm not going to take over Cabana's moderating, but how many of y'all, like right now in adulthood, can remember something that maybe, it could be negative, it could be positive, that someone said to you in your childhood, and you still remember it right now, wrong, right, or indifferent of what they said. You don't forget what people say to you. You may suppress, you may act like I won't say act like you forgiven. I act like I forgive, but you might forgive it or whatever, but I'm never gonna forget what was said to me, wrong, right, or indifferent. And that's why I felt that when Cabana brought up this subject of words mattering, it's very important, I feel, what we listen to, what we say, the music, everything is important, you know, because everything invokes a mood. Everything invokes a mood.
There's so much.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cabana.
Welcome. First of all, this is great, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Glow Shines is amazing. She is an amazing, what I call, you know, the vintage priestess of these streets. Like she gets
Priestess of the street. I like it.
Vintage priestess of the street. She gives literally an outlook from the outside to the inside, to the inside to the outside of what spoken word would look like in a vessel. She definitely reminds a culture of what they are. And I appreciate her. Like, I appreciate everyone. And that's the reason why I asked each person to come, because each one represents something that I see that is so needed. It's so funny that Nina name reminds me of Nina Simone, the woman that would not allow herself to bow down to men or one man. And Terrell, I believe, is the person that when you see him, you find comfort, but his words not only hug you, they chastise you as well. And then like with Q5, it's like he is that Generation Z. He represents a generation that could be lost, but now they can be found. So with that, we're gonna go into some more poetry, and we're gonna kick it off with Cool Candice.
So it's not an actual piece. It's more so of just some insight for some people might need to do some things different in their lives.
Come on.
Right?
It's an exhortation.
I'm gonna get words.
So I would say traveling and or moving out of your hometown / city is a life hack. I think it minimizes the distractions and it forces you to look and see things differently outside of the normal circle that you have yourself in. My husband and I, we preach this to our friends and our family, especially those that are back home, because they haven't ventured outside of the city limits. Staying local is cool and it allows you to be comfortable. However, think how much more you can accomplish if you just step out on faith and go get it. Get out of your own comfort zone, challenge yourself. The world is bigger than just that city. So by going to see other places, by traveling to see other cultures, by visiting other family members and friends that live in other cities, by moving to a different city and just experiencing a different area, it allows your own eyes to be broadened. It allows you to see more and see things differently. You can do this while simultaneously still helping your family progress. As long as the home that you makes you happy and allows you to create amazing memories with those that you love, that is all that matters.
Come on, come on. I have a question, but I'm not gonna.
Why are you talking to my mama like that though?
That was the Dear Abby vibes you coming through with.
You said it though.
I love that. And before we go to the next question, I'm gonna try to get some more because I know like time is like moves. So Tyrone Greggory, I would love to hear from you, a piece from you right now.
Okay. I am not doing an original piece.
Come on.
But
yes,
get myself together.
I told him that
Okay,
he was gonna beat his ass for that wig, Kela.
Dedicate this to my wife.
Just depends. Look, it just depends what's about to happen.
I dedicate this to my wife. I love you. Shorty, I am there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's true. It's for real, okay? Listen. For real, girl. It's me in your world, believe me. Nothing makes a man feel better than a woman. Queen with a crown that be down for whatever. There are few things that's forever. My lady, we can make war. We can make babies. When I was nothing, you made a brother feel like he was something. And that's why I'm with you to this day, boo. No front. Even when the skies were gray, you would rub me on my back and say, baby, it's all gonna be okay. Now that's real to a brother like me, baby. Never ever give my cootie away and keep it tight, all right?
Come on.
Now walk these dogs so we can live in a fat ass crib with thousands of kids. Word like, you don't need a ring to be my wife. Just be there for me and I'll make sure we be living in the effing lap of luxury. Let me say that again. Ooh. All right. Just be there for me and I'm gonna make sure we be living in the effing lap of luxury. I'm realizing you didn't even have to fuck with me.
Come on.
Yes.
But you did. And now I'm gonna go all out, kid. And I got mad love to give. You my nigga.
Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world. Believe.
Okay, it's my bad. Go ahead.
That was good. That was great, Diz. That's the flavor. Wooka, wooka, wow.
But yes, I do have issues.
And I'm back.
DJ, this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that right there is, once again, you know, poetry through music, through song is such a great expression. And since we have our guests walk into the room, and I'm so excited about it, I just want to say that, yeah, you see how Kilo looks the other way. Nina looked like, wait a minute, is that what Kilo giving? That's what Kilo is giving in real life. But Blowshine, I want you to share a little bit about who you are, and then from there, give us a piece.
Hold on, before Glow speak, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
For Glow speak. Okay.
Say it.
So everybody out in the world knows I'm like an official asshole, right? But not a lot of people, but and some people know that I was at one point in time in my life an MC. And I will tell y'all right now on live camera in front of everybody on the planet.
Come on.
The only female MC on the planet that ever had me take 2 steps back and say, wait a goddamn minute. I will fight for her. Is Glow motherfucking Shine.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you, nobody makes me second guess what I'm doing. But the first time I heard Glow, I was like, okay, we don't have to be the same. We send her in first to try to peacefully resolve the issue. And if it don't happen, here I come.
When she bring the light, you bring the thunder.
Because in my light, look, I'm a battle MC all day. But I'm going to let Glow come try to resolve this with you peacefully. And then I'm coming with guns and everything if you don't sit down somewhere. Glow, you are everything, sister, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She is the, like, literally, I said it before, and maybe we can play a little bit of her verse in the song Color Fade, because she is like the Diana Ross, Lauryn Hill, spit you my gun, sexy.
Unassuming.
It's like really seriously, like when they say slithering, like Harry Potter fans, it's like it's slithering down. Like it's crazy. So come on, Glow, tell us more about who you are, and then you had to find
No, let her go. I'm gonna get it. Let her do her. Let me cue it. Keep going.
Oh, man.
So go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
I'll be here.
Yes.
Okay, peace. Oh, man. Yo, I've been emotional the past few days, and that just amplified. I did not know that you was a notorious asshole, but I think maybe that's a connection because I also have that gene in me. So big ups to you, you know? And I think that's a good part of being an MC, because to me, it's like, that's the only time that not that I can, but I am willing to be really like braggadocious. And that's my space of confidence. And it's always a pleasure and a privilege to just get a big ups from somebody of your caliber of host and MC and everything that you do, and everybody in the room. I don't know everybody, but I know most of y'all, and the utmost respect for all of you all. And the people that I don't know, I know a lot about you by the company that you keep, which is the other people in this room. So big ups to y'all as well. Yeah, I'm a host, I'm a poet, I'm an MC. I came here to the 7 cities many years ago, and just watched a lot of y'all, and then integrated myself and weaved myself into the fabric of what's going on in this amazing area. This is truly a cultural and artistic vortex. And I said and knew that before something in the water. Like I gotta take credit, like I called it like Babe Ruth or something, but I knew it was there. It's always been here. I always felt it. I've created some of my greatest creations here. And like, this is like, I was just telling somebody today, this is my favorite place to live. I have a special place in my heart. Look, I like what you said, Cool Candice. That's real. You do need to move from your hometown, but I'm going to be biased. There is no talent anywhere else. Right now, there's anywhere else like the talent that I encounter. And it's just a hands down easy. Like, you won't walk into an open and it's going to be that next person in there that's challenging and stable. Can y'all still see me and hear me?
Yeah, it was freezing a little
bit choppy, but
am I back?
You're back.
You back.
Okay, let me try to do my piece before it gets unstable again. And if somebody want to throw their hand up, if it does get unstable, I'll pause so that we can, recalibrate. But this piece is specifically about what Cabana was talking about with the power of the word. New shit. And this is a poem. Diasporic, my words are dispersed to unknown lands familiar. Let them turn into seeds that they may seek asylum beneath the soil that blended with the stardust that birthed me. My heavenly body's earthly incarnation rooted in the original. Byproducts are nutrients for the clay that transform into this fleshly suit I wear. My native tongue, though foreign, be a map leading back to the source seedlings declared. This fork-tongued language is an abomination, yet somehow our weapon for reconnecting with the atonement for uttering curses not yet wise enough to understand. I stand over misnomers like sequoias, count my rings. If you read wood, you know, antiquitous my being. I've been in all tenses time, Lord. I said I've been in all tenses time, lowered me into a realm where higher consequences, that's opposition to order. So you can call me anarchy's daughter, but still they can't define me. But what good do your words do if they don't understand you? I said, I stand over misnomers like sequoias, count my rings. If you read wood, you know, or if you read, would you know? Replied I kindly. I'd rather die within a vision than live life blindly. Third eye open widely. When in babble, they tried me with words that are made for confusion. Confusion. When not melted together, we are cold and disconnected. So I am linking each letter spoken to cast my will. Yes, I am determined to let my being be the ultimate statement of my character. My silence speaks. Encyclopedia Britannica's word is bond, word is bound, volumes, quantities, and levels. And I learn more by listening, all ears, no airs. And see, I want to hear, and that's not just sound. You see, I want to hear is a place that is now holds truth at its purest form being but matter wrapped around words. Realize words matter, sticks and stones, pitch and tones, pick a pitchfork sentence and crumble one's existence, or distill your intentions and build, make each mention a mansion with no ceiling, crack the seal and state your state, or articulate your great, because each phrase is a phase. Affirmations do create Verbs are actions that expand and propagate like the seed beneath the soil that fed the clay that's now my flesh. Before the scribe, there was the vibration, frequency, continuation, spelling, spelling. You see, we spelling, we creating with our words. Proclaim, became, is now, was then, and will become again like deja vu, because I recognize each moment has meaning, whether or not it is stated, and deliberately speaking is the way that we shape it. Our souls are the scrolls etched in the Akashic. Verbal patterns unlock ancient powers forgot and disperse. Now remember to simply say, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am healed, I belong, I am powerful, I am song, I am wisdom, I am poem, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am healed, I belong, I am powerful, I am song, I am wisdom, I am poem. Peace, y'all.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something.
All right, y'all, I gotta go because
like for real. I want to first get into this moment because I know Nina is very passionate. Nina, tell me what are you feeling now? Share that, because I think that's what people need to hear, how it affects. Tell me what you're feeling right now.
If we was at church, I'd have thrown my fan at you.
She said the fan.
Makes you happy?
the pew.
I want to take it on a lap around the church, okay, around the whole sanctuary. That's sis. I don't even, and what's crazy is there was so much. But I think the place where it hit the hardest was when the seed was planted into the ground that made the clay that is the skin that I wear. Like, just the way you brought that back, it just I would like copy of it so that I can dissect it all. And like, honestly, it was and it's funny because the way words work, we heard a message on the seed and on, how the seed has to be broken, it has to die, has to break in order to become. So you touched on every living matter there is, and with simple words, easy to follow, but still very, very deeply provocative. I mean, if you will, just deep. I can't even.
But that's the thing about digging up bones. Words dig up bones, and they go in the grave, and they restore things that feel dead but really are not. And so,
can we just address these entendres that she just threw out so easily?
Come on, she's entendre.
You better use your SOL words.
Let me tell you something. She's
SAT words.
Title. I give her a new title.
SAT, SOL, ACT.
I'm talking about if you read the redwood.
The redwood joint, yeah.
Redwood and stand like a sequoia, bruh.
It said it twice to you. And then she
over here,
the third time for you to understand that you might not even understand if you don't even know how to damn read anyway.
But this is
That's where I connected.
Come on, say that part, Kilo.
I can't read, I can't say what she said, but where she was talking about how people do not understand, pick up a book. I felt that. I was like, "You right, you are talking to me. I need to."
Throw the whole
I don't think we talk about how Glow weaves melody into her poem.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite parts as a MC, but like a songwriter as well. Like, she'll drop a song reference in there that perfectly ties, and we'll just effortlessly just sing it and then get back into the piece like nothing happened and be like, all right, I'm just go ahead. But like, nobody be talking about that, and you do it so crazily. Like, you pull a reference to make, to lock everything in, to like solidify the thought that you're pressing towards. Like, yo, I need you to see this. Like, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, I see it all the time. I never said that to you, but like, yo, I love when you do that. And then like, even the end with the affirmation, like, I'm song, I'm poem. Like, when you said I'm poem, for some reason I was like, ooh. home. Like, I was waiting for that to come back around. Like, yo, say that one more time. Like, I am home. Like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Now, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears and let Q5 give a piece.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out what to do because I'm a lyricist. Like I
You
write
already
poems.
know,
And
you
like,
already know my favorites and stuff, but you do what you want to do.
Yo, let me just interject for KB just real quick. I'm gonna let y'all know the first time I heard Q5 do anything.
come on.
I was home on vacation from Germany. And every time I would come home from Germany,
World traveler, just a slight flex, but go
no,
ahead.
that wasn't what that was. That's not what that was. I was home visiting.
Just hopping flights.
And every time I come home, y'all suck.
I'm away from Greece.
Would find out where anything dealing with Fuzzy Wednesdays, Fuzz Band, Fuzzy, where's Cabana Blaq finna be so that I can be there? Because Cabana is like the magnet of talent in the 757. So I was like, where are they gonna be? So Fuzzy Wednesdays, I believe, was still happening at the spot on Granby Street.
Oh yeah.
Clowns.
Right. So
Wow.
I came home, went to this Fuzzy Wednesdays, and for y'all who don't know, we talked about this before. I'm not really a church person, but Fuzzy Wednesdays was church for me.
I concur.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So coming back home and coming to Fuzzy Wednesdays and realizing that a majority of Fuzzy Wednesdays had switched to mumble rappers, and it was like when I came home was when Fuzzy Wednesdays decided to do a cypher. They was like, oh shit, MC's in the building, cypher at the end of Fuzzy Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? This dude, I sat there, there's about 4 or 5 acts that got up there, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm about to go home. I'm going home. This guy got up on stage with his little fitted, and I thought he was about to be another MC. And he got up there and did this song about a baby mama? Baby mama something.
It was a long time ago, Q.
It was a really long time
I don't know if I remember
it
that
was
one.
a whole song about a baby mama. But it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, my mama ain't shit. It wasn't like that. It was just like, it was dope. He had a conversation about being a baby daddy, basically. And I was just like,
Q like, but I ain't got no babies.
right?
Like,
No babies. But I was like, yo, this is dope. And then I went to another open mic like 2 or 3 nights later, and this dude with the fitted was there too, and spit something totally different than what I heard 2 days ago.
Versatile.
And it was like every time I came home, every open mic I went to, this I'm gonna say, this little chocolate boy with the fitted was always there doing something with a dope hook and I was just like, who is this dude? Then I went to his open mic, Cypher Tuesdays. Walked in there and I was like, hey, this is the chocolate boy with the fitted. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. So I've seen him to just be somebody who was just attending open mics to creating his own. And he always got the cypher at the end, always got the lyrics, always got something fresh and new for the people.
The vibes.
Yeah, just create the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And so I just had to say that because I've been seeing him for years, not just a couple months, years. And bruh, somebody somewhere got to discover you. Somebody somewhere.
That got to happen. It's going down.
I appreciate
Thousands.
it. You're far too kind. I really feel like you was talking about somebody else because I don't remember a Baby Mama song, but I bet you know.
I promise you, I remember.
You give us what you got. You see, now this is your time.
But yo, Fuzzies was like it is the gold standard for me. I just aspire to create that type of environment for a new generation of people. I mean, the spot was my first being exposed to open mic culture, and then Fuzzies was the first like actual live open mic at a venue that I went to, and so Cabana and everybody, y'all were literally like, it was like finding where I belonged because I didn't like go to clubs, I didn't do any other things. So like when I found that, it was like you found, you know what I'm saying, just like you fit in. So yeah, I'm just always trying to recreate that experience. But yeah, let me stop talking because yeah, I could talk about Fuzzies all day and all night because it really shaped me as an artist. At the time when I first started going, I only had like 2 songs written, and I used to try to like flip between those 2 and get comfortable. But yeah, it showed me how to adapt to live music and to, you know what I'm saying, use what the band might be doing to my advantage, and you know what I'm saying, really shaped me as an MC. So thank you to the Fuzz Band, thank you Cabana. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Come on, sir, you got this.
3 stories, true stories. Tall and top heavy, meat on the bones, warmth and laughter make up her substance. And she's so full of substance but struggles with body issues. Wondering why she gets done dirty, pressed by randoms for acts of sex. While skinny girls with half a brain and talent get offered best. She said, if I was ugly, you would tell me, right? I said I would, but you ain't been ugly a day in your life. I feel like my affirmations fall flat because she has no patience. She want to be loved now, be held down, and love's good graces, so she falls victim to temptation. Giving off her time, talent, and treasure to actors who play good men, pretend to be good friends until they get what they came for. Now knowing the queenly right and worth is what they should have stayed for. It's worth so much more. Their mistakes I have to pay for. Collecting the salt of her tears to re-season the sauce. Turning her sobs into cheers, reminding her she's a boss. To look upward and inward to find her true north. The best of you is what's on the inside, of course. And if they can't dig that, then they need to get lost. And if they can't dig that, then they need to get lost. And if they can't dig that, then they need to get lost. Searching for self is somebody else is somebody else. Searching for self is somebody else is somebody else. Searching for self is somebody else, somebody help. Yeah. Yo, searching for self is somebody else is somebody else. Searching for self is somebody else is somebody else. Searching for self is somebody else, somebody help. Short and shapely, caramel complexion, 5'3" with the almond eyes. Smile like the sunrise. Her cooking will make a man cry. A beautiful genius on the outside, she can do no wrong. But would you know when she goes home, she's depressed and she self-harms a creative. You should see the beautiful works of her hands. A monster with a laptop, a paintbrush pen, the pots and pans. She enters a room and men drool. Yet she doesn't believe she's beautiful. Thinks of herself as a plain Jane sometimes when she is anything but. Loves people but hates to be touched. She creates space for people to be around, to fill the voids, to avoid the silence that is so loud when nobody else is around. Working on herself, she works herself over. A beautiful disaster personified if I ever saw one. I want to fight her demons, but that would just double my load. How can I rid her of hers to struggle on with my own? I love her so much, I just want her to live. I would lay down my life if that would stop her tears. Sometimes I wish she could catch a break. I pray daily it's her life that she won't take. Cause every day that she's still here, that's a new record to break. Every day that she's still here, that's a new record to break. Every day that she's still here, that's a new record to break. Wait. Searching for self is somebody else, body else. Searching for self is somebody else, body else. Searching for self is somebody else, somebody help. Yeah. Yo, searching for self is somebody else, body else. Searching for self is somebody else and somebody else. Searching for self is somebody else, somebody help. Below average height, maybe getting chubby, average build, but ain't nothing average about him. Thinks of himself as an average Joe, but he already knows that a seemingly average life ain't about him. Wrestles with anxiety and depression, but prays to the rock that'll take it so that he can learn a lesson. Move past the past and on to brighter days. Artist, creative, and host, he really does his thing. He seems to be everywhere. People love his gifts, but do they really love him? Would they care if he wasn't extra polite with the pen? These thoughts, they trouble him. At night on his air mattress, almost daily he spazzes, catching the bus to work, to a part-time job that he's fallen out of love with, or to a show. People lift him up. They say that he has the glow, but he gets paranoid trying to figure out, though, who's real and who's fake, who's there to give, who's there to take. Who's gonna love him when the light dims and the mic ends and the song ends? Friends getting married, having children, and he's still alone. Wondering if he'll ever be worthy of that kind of love. Wondering if he'll ever be worthy of that kind of love. Wondering if he'll ever be worthy of that kind of love. Searching for self as somebody else, somebody help. Thank you.
Wow. Come on here.
Oh,
Yo. And everyone, like I said, this is the power of words, and I'm just making sure that each person is representing. So I'm going to continue on with Mr. Terrell Mercer, and then we're going to go to our fearless leader. I have some questions for you, but I just want to make sure a piece each is being heard. And so Terrell, Terrell, let me tell you something about Terrell. I want to say this. He's a genuine person. I did a show called Blaq Revival at the Norva. The Norva is a huge arena. And him, Dizzy, and Jessica, they actually were the hosts. But anytime I've asked him to do something, he never says no. Not saying he can't say no, but he's always been so generous with his time and his energy. And I've always felt like he definitely makes me feel good. And I think that's another thing that shows what words do. Words are also people. I believe that people are actually walking words. And when you look at them, you can see happy, you can see sad, you can see fearless, you can see no limits, no boundaries. And that to me is amazing. So everybody put your snaps together for Terrell Mercer when he presents his piece.
wow. Switched up what I want to do, because usually I do like the affirmation pieces, but Q5 almost made me cry. That last verse, man, I love you, bro. I gotta say that. I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
In all honesty, thousands always. So I'm gonna do this piece called Black Canvas. Diz has heard it. I think Cabana's heard it. So due to the belief of a monolithic ideology of they all gotta be the same. No matter the shade of melanin, it seems some things don't change. See, there is an expectancy of kings and queens to fit a criteria that others want to dip in the mud and drag. Mind frames having all my brothers labeled as thugs if they let their pants sag. Calling sisters unkept and ghetto for trends others will embrace 4 or more years down the road. Gold grills and diamond ring pinky rings for exchanges for bits and pieces of your soul. Well, let me let you know. If you took every being of blackness and lined us all up in one row, you get a kaleidoscope of not just the varying shades of melanin tones and lifestyles, but you hear the heartbeat of our forebearers' hope. So let me remove my toothpick from my mouth so my words can be understood by you and your mans. My Black is hetero, homo, lesbian, gay, queer, bi, asexual. My Black is trans. My Black ranges in shades from light to dark, strolls while stepping wearing Greek letters. My Black has faith in man, science, nothing, Mother Earth, a heavenly father, and the ancestors. My Black is a family. My Black is a single parent. My Black is doing my best to be not just seen, but heard in a world that shows it has not one single care in it. My Black hustles, even when almost all resources are expiring. My Black is strong, but also my Black gets tired. My Black has been carrying a burden for so long that Black backs become numb. My Black self was probably already born knowing the words to "we shall overcome." My Black is not her Black, is not his Black or their Black, but of all the Black, my Black is a keeper. My Black don't care if you're woke, sleepwalking, financially able, or your pocket's much deeper. My Black will cover you. No matter how much we are alike, different, one to push, fight, or shove. My Black still sees your Black as beautiful because my Black is love.
Woo!
Ashe.
Yo.
Thank you.
What you say, Nina?
My folk. Like, I'm blessed.
Thank you.
This is what, I think the power of words is. For me, I did not know where we were going, but I think sometimes it's good because also the power of words means the power of listening. A lot of times we just don't listen to each other. We don't digest. We don't accept. We usually reject, and then it turns into a mess. We have to listen. We have to look. I'm so caught up in the poetry. It might turn into a poem. What's going on here? Come on up.
That's right.
What's happening? Come on up. Look like it's falling on me. But wait a minute. Am I into a poet? I definitely am excited. And for Kilo, just for an icebreaker, do you have any more of your special sauce poems?
Thank you. I was just getting that ready for you guys.
Because I was like, she's our break the titty icebreaker. Break the titty icebreaker. You better know.
The what?
The titty icebreaker. So I have a question for you.
Perfect segue. Thank you.
Talking about titty, because I was like, with poetry, do you feel, and after we answer this question, do you feel that poetry allows people to communicate their sexual fantasies?
Yes.
I mean, Terrell, you said that quick.
Yes. Yes. Very, very.
Terrell is a sexual fantasy. That's why. That's why.
In the
Get your fans out. Let me stop.
I feel like people that are shy, that don't have the nerve, when they get behind that mic, a lot of times they're allowed to really have that 50 Shades of Grey moment with that microphone. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll be at Fuzzy like, wait, I'm getting hot. Is it me? Like, what are we saying? But I love the experience of it going from something so deep, something so funny, and something so sexy. So anybody else have some comments before we have Kilo come into the room?
I'm gonna let Kilo go first, then I'm gonna comment about.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear what Kilo finna say. I got it.
Gold Shines might have something.
I was just gonna say, I'm so like, I become Prude Jude when it comes to doing like sexy poems and stuff, and I be all embarrassed, like. But there are artists and craft. There are poets that can really evoke some emotion in the delivery, and it's not just even gratuitous. It's just like a sexual and sensual, and that's the beautiful thing about poetry is like you just said, it could express any emotion, and that could be like, I'm gonna fight you or I'm gonna lay you down real gently. So I want to hear to lay down.
I like that. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna lay you down
with your head
bow. No, bow. Okay. Anyway, here we go. So give it up, everybody, for Kilo.
Come on, Kilo.
This is another rendition, of a very popular songwriter. If you up in a club trying to get a rub, then you need to tell the DJ to put this song on. Let me tell you what it is. Put away the kids. Time to get it up, get a cup, fill it up. Feeling on your booty, touching on your butt. Time to get her back to the crib, beat it up. We've been spending time, want to make you mine. Okay, mine. When you're not around, you're still on my mind, and I hope this ain't surprising that I've been fantasizing. This ain't no choke. This ain't no joke. Let me clear my throat. I want to make love to you.
I cannot.
Loving you.
Did she just start playing music?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she just started playing.
Look, I'm looking at my laptop like, oh shit.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Woo! Y'all give it up for Kilo, always keeping us. Oh yes, wet spot in here. There is a wet spot.
Ow. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what that trigger do.
So, my fearless leader, what you got to say? And then of course, I will say this. I remember seeing Dizzy, and actually, she doesn't know this, but she had, actually came in. She, always fly, always together.
Yes.
And always together, period. and we got
Always.
cousins. And something must have went left, right, wrong, deaf, I don't know. But her eyebrows, you know how they go in? They stayed in.
Kind of like they are right now.
Like until she got
That's
to
why I did like this.
until she got to the microphone. Like until she got to the microphone, they stayed in, and then all of a sudden she just released. But she was so glorious to me. But I'm gonna tell you the day that I cried, I never told her this. She was in a bunch of dudes on no other stage. Y'all. She was like every female MC to me that I've ever loved in that moment. She just she came in like with a bolo bat, just bodied like pow, like, and I was just looking up at her with like those slow little tears, like, dang, like that's my friend, yo. That's her, like doing her thing, yo. She's giving them bars. She's showing you like full curvaceous women doing great things. Cause for me, in our area, you know, we have colorism, we have clickism, we have all kinds of things, even though Virginia is insanely talented and Glow knows this, but we sometimes have to work on our clickisms and how we do things. It was so beautiful to see a curvaceous sister like, yo, like, excuse my F you, like, I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to show y'all that it can be done. So Dizzy, I've always like loved you as an artist. Like, you have been super dope, like literally since day one. But when you was on Nova stage, I was like, this is a damn rap. All your little boys can go home because she done what she supposed to. Like literally, it was like she came out there like, I remember the day I heard the Benjamins. And I was like, yo, I was like, wow. You know,
I remember that.
Yo, the day that
she came out like a dragon, yo.
Like
she did hot fire.
I mean, her hair was like flying back like she had flames. I was like, what's going on? And she was so passionate about her craft and so good and so gifted that it just showed me that anything is possible. So that's something I just want to share because you never know how your words, whether through music or speaking, affect people. So,
oh Jesus,
boss lady,
I didn't plan on spending any of my own shit at all.
Come through with that
Wait a
Draco.
minute. So first, but wait, we still supposed to be talking about the sex thing. Wait a second.
Right. I know you want to talk about that. Talk about that sex. Right.
And we ain't got to go deep, but this is what I will say. You know how I just said a few minutes? No, let me backtrack. Thank you, Cabana, for all that you just poured over here. I don't want to like just bypass it like you didn't just give me a whole bunch of flowers. I'm about to sit over here and, you know, blush like Q5 did a few minutes ago. So thank you so much for all of that love. I appreciate you. I do want to go on, piggyback off your statement about erotic poetry and words. Some people, me, myself specifically included, as Nina said before, I don't have the language for love. I don't have the language. I have the action, but I don't have the language. So I can show you better than I can tell you. But when I hear certain individuals that are able to articulate it, and I'll be like, damn, that's what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say it, it's perfect. And I will tell you maybe like a month or so ago, I know it was probably around Valentine's Day, I attended like a virtual erotic open mic night on Zoom. And out of like maybe like 10 poets, it was maybe one that you make my eyebrows stand up, you pretty much got a fan for life. You know what I'm saying? It was one, I was like, damn then, all right, so cool. And so back to when I said, you will remember important stuff that people say for life.
Yeah.
I went to a poetry slam, again, somewhere in Norfolk on Granby Street a long ass time ago, I don't remember when. And there was a poet there named Lamar Hill.
Lamar Hill, honey.
Oh yeah, ooh.
He is the, one of the only, I can't say the only, he is one of the only poets that was able to articulate almost every emotion I had, right? But he did this one erotic poem, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't remember anything else of this poem except for the very first line. And the day I was attending this poetry thing on Valentine's Day, I inboxed him and said, I got off this live shit and Googled you through YouTube to find that poem so my husband could listen to it. And I will just say the very first line, and I have to reach out to him to figure out the name of it. I do know that one of my favorite poems by him is called 40 Stories. Okay. But the first line of this other poem, which I still don't know the name of, he said, women don't ask me for my phone number because they can already smell you on my breath.
Wow.
And I didn't care what the other 16 bars were.
The whole thing is fire. I remember
that sentence alone, he had a fan for life. I was like, that is some nasty, ignorant shit I would say out my mouth to get somebody out of my face. You don't smell him on my breath? Get out my face, right? And I have every CD he has ever released. I'm one of those people. I am like once I'm a fan, I am a mega fan. Whatever you release, whatever you put out, I'm buying it. Even if I don't get to listen to it, I'ma buy it. Here. I'ma buy it regardless because it's yours.
Look, Nina looking at the poem now.
Buy. If it's got your face on it, your name on it, I'm buying it because I'm that type of fan. So yes, I believe that erotic poetry it gives you the language.
Right.
When you don't have it. Because that is something I've always admired people who could rap about love, rap about sex, rap about those emotions, because I suck. I suck at articulating that.
Yeah.
I suck.
Glow, you know what? And Bond, real quick, I was thinking about this when Glow was speaking after her poem, is that bring it back. The knowledge that writers have to have, and rappers and poets, people who can freestyle, like I am utterly amazed at the things that come out of people's mouths and the ways that their words put things together, right? And can do so cleverly and from the back door and from this way and from that way. And so I just want to make the point that when we talk about the brilliance that is our Blackness, there really is no one, I honestly, I can't think of anyone, and I'm sure there's people in the world who can, but the ways that we take knowledge from so many different places and make it plain for somebody to listen to. And this is why I'm always amazed when people are like, that rap, well, because some of it is garbage. Sure, fine, whatever. But even still, you think about Kendrick, you think about Jay, you go all the way back to, all the things anyone has ever spoken about. You've got to have knowledge of a thing to be able to come and put it so, right? With such flair. So I just want to make that point. Shout out to y'all all over again for just the brilliance that is in your mind and the ways that y'all bring that forth. And erotic poetry, it takes some good signing.
Right.
Tell y'all something. I'm being causing my time. So what I'm gonna do is, Brewton so eloquently led me to my piece. For me, Fuzzy Wednesdays has always been the birthing place for me. I was coming in very shy with one song called Mahogany Brown that has followed me for the rest of my career, literally.
Classic.
You know,
But
like
Yes.
it has followed me my whole career, and people, artists such as Janara, Nina, and Glow, and Dizzy, and Kilo, and Cool Candice, they embody these mahogany browns. So as time went on, I was around great musicians, and I would love the freestyling moments. I would love the meditative moments of sitting in there. And for me, before I go into my piece, the one thing that did come to me while we were talking is, and what, any poet, y'all can take this title and kind of, write something to it. But the thought came to me was, poetry is the language of the slave. You beat me and you try to kill me, but then I go and write because I am poetry. Poetry is the language of the slave. You talk about me. You call me out my name. You have the nerve to call me nigger and claim it as your own fame. But then again, I work and I push and I sing songs that bring about my freedom. Poetry is the language of the slave. That came to me while everybody was talking. So I'm gonna go into my piece. It's a video, it's a song, and it's called Blackness.
Yes.
Blackness. Blackness. We deny our true selves. We are not Black unless we have toothpicks in our mouths. We are not Black unless we have gold chains around our neck. I'm not Black unless you see my Afro pit connect above my neck. We are not Black unless every other curse word is a curse word. We are not enough to our other brothers and sisters because they don't see us as true brothers and sisters, unless we are hurting our true brothers and sisters that look like you and me, Black. Come on now. I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. Blackness. We are not Black unless our kings are wearing baggy jeans and name brand shoes. We are not Black unless our queens shake and twerk for green bills and gold grills and diamond bling pinky rings from dudes that don't honor their last names. Funny what we lose for a little bit of money. Funny what we do, and it's not that funny anymore. We are not Black unless we are fighting over chicken. It makes me sicken when I start thinking how we give in to the stereotypes when the color of Black carries all color of life. We are more than a trend. Please understand. You must comprehend. We are creative beings that have the power in our veins power in our veins. Time to change the narrative and show them who we really are. We are kings and queens that shine like the stars in the night sky, showing all our many shades of Blackness. Black. Now let me say this, that we are human. All of us, every one of us, need each other to build each other. Love is easy, but we make it hard. No matter who you are, you love who you are. So stop being colorblind and let eyes open your mind to a world that's not just Black or white, but every shade of the autumn leaves that fall to the ground, and we can love them all without being labeled strange fruit.
Nice.
So I am so honored because I feel like, this show embodies to me what Nina said, which is community. We all have to first find our tribe, whether your tribe is white, Black, Asian, whatever it is, you got to find your tribe.
Right.
And you got to get involved with your tribe. And I think that's the part that I've started to do even more so now than I've ever done before, is I'm getting involved. I've always been a person that builds bridges instead of ditches, but that's because I'm naturally nice. There's a difference in the natural part and the deliberate and intentional part. I'm naturally just a nice person, but now I need to be intentional and deliberate about being involved in my community, in my tribe. Because I think what happens is we start to understand our language better. Because I think out of everyone, and I can only speak for myself, and this is opening for everybody to talk, is that sometimes I don't really fully know the language of my people.
Mm.
I just bought African Proverbs, so I can start reading some of that. I just got the book, but I literally have come to a place where I want to know the language of my people.
Mm.
And so that has been a big awakening for me. And I think that's what the whole year was like. You feel something, but Cabana wants to know the language of his people. And when you know the language of your people, then you can actually be more beneficial to your tribe.
Right.
And I think today, like, it almost made me a little teary-eyed. I'm trying not to be a little emotional, Cabana, but it makes me happy because I feel like this is what a tribe looks like. We're coming together and we're giving all this different kind of language, but it's the language of our people. And I think people should search for that and look for that. And that's why when I made the song Color Fade, it was premise of that. Color Fade was not just about my color, but I was being an example for everybody else's color. My heritage, showing the different aspects of us, was deliberate to say, whoever you are, don't let your color fade. And I think poetry, it reminds us not to let our voices fade.
Right.
Don't let your voice fade because the machine sounds like a human. It's not a human. It can never create life and death. It can only recreate what is being repeated out of life and death.
Shay, you better talk back about it.
Right.
So I really have come to the place where, wow, the power words for me today, and this is us, because I'm going to turn it over back to my fearless leader. This is my last part of the roundabout, is my last statement is, and what we do is we all leave a last statement and Dizzy will call each one of y'all. But my last statement is, I realize that the power of words is not to let my voice fade.
Yes.
And do not let it be replaced by something that doesn't bleed nor need human understanding and compassion. Switch.
All right, so roundabouts. Last words prior to the end of the show. Words matter. So I have to start it off with Miss Glow Shines. Give us some heat, some fire, some something to send us as warriors out on our week.
Yes!
I want to piggyback off what Cabana just said about wanting to learn the language of my people, and ultimately the words I want to say is that we are the language of our people. You know, we express, everyone is a different voice that comes together to be this beautiful choir. So, you know, learning yours and learning how to express yours is like the first step. So I think I want to leave on that note. We are the language of our people.
Bet. Q5, my friend. Give me some words, boo. Oh, wait, you still muted. There you go.
Oh man, there's so much. Learn. I mean, the key idea, one of the key ideas is like continue to learn, and expand your frame of reference. The more you know, the more you can touch on, the more you can speak on. But the more that you learn, the more your language expands. And that's how we give each other the language to communicate these things. We have a responsibility as artists and creatives to give voice to what can't be said or what couldn't be explained. And I know we've all experienced that at some point where somebody did a poem or a song and you was like, that's exactly what I've been feeling this whole time and I didn't know how to, you know what I mean? And that's one of the best things that we can offer to each other as people. So continuing to build our frame of reference and continuing to learn the language, whether it's of our ancestors or of our craft, so that we can be more effective communicators and broaden each other's horizons and frame of reference so that we can continue to empower each other is important, man. So learn the word. Yeah.
Love it. Miss Nina.
My goal is always to just leave people with a little bit of light. What is really necessary now, and the ways that we will expose the shadows and do the shadow work and the work that's necessary within ourselves, is spend time in the light. Always lean toward the light. We have a choice in every moment, like honestly, whether we're going to lend ourselves to the darkness that tries to consume the earth, right? Or if we're going to lend ourselves into the light, and if we're going to show up as light. Sometimes light is it provides a safe space. Again, that's where we are here right now. A light exposes, right? Again, it drives away shadows, and it's a lamp to our path going forward. And so let us go forth and find ways to be light in the world as those around us need. We have a whole lot to do with our words, with our light, and I just pray that you all go and be blessed, truly.
That's what's up. Mr. Terrell Mercer.
As I always tell people, love is the most powerful language, whether it's spoken or in actions. So whenever we speak, make sure we speak in love with our words, because we never know what direction we want to put somebody in. So let your love language be love when it comes out of your mouth.
Right. All right, Miss Cool Candice.
Last words, I think that to kind of piggyback on some of what you guys have said, I think that education is power.
Mhm.
And I think that being able to communicate with people is power. I remember as a kid, my dad would always say, one of my main goals in this world is to be as educated as I can be, because our ancestors weren't allowed to be educated. So with me being as educated as I can be, my next goal is to encourage other people to be as educated as they can be, which will then allow them to be empowered. So that's my thoughts to everyone else. And then to continue to wrap up, as we always do, everybody wear your mask. If you're going to get the COVID shot, go get it. Stay safe, social distance, wash your hands, wash your ass. Holla at y'all.
Bet. Tyrone Greggory.
All right. Look, number one, thank all of you for sharing y'all gifts today, man. That was dope. But to anyone within the limits of my voice that can hear me, I think it needs to be said, choose yourself today. Love yourself today. Speak love over yourself.
Good one. Yes.
If you don't do that, how can you give me love?
Yeah.
So I just want y'all to love yourself, man. Hey, straight up. Y'all know me. Love, push positivity.
Gang.
How about say you ain't say gang?
Gang.
I mean, the beginning, but gang.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh,
And Kelo,
aka Kela.
I just want to thank myself for allowing myself to be here today.
Wow.
I love you, Kela.
Kela, you are an amazing woman, and I will show up for you every time.
I hate her.
So no, okay. So as Kela,
Wait. Don't forget to send me my friend request.
oh yeah, I got you.
Okay.
As Kela, today was really, really dope because I did not know that I was lacking a community of people that I needed to be a part of. I see that I have.
The pandemic did that because you would have been around them had you come here.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's true. I really feel like this podcast, it just makes me want to be in VA so bad. I want to be there. This was healing and fun, and it made me very, very nervous. Like, look, Kelo really covered it up. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing. But Kela, I was over here shaking because one thing that I do want to do, or I've always wanted to do, is perform. I did rap in college, like just fun with friends, and I wrote and I freestyled and all that stuff. I wrote poetry when I was a kid, and like some pretty intense type of stuff when I was really young. And I do a lot of writing just for my own, like for my healing and documentation of my life. But y'all are amazing, very inspiring. Thank you guys for coming on the show. It really helped me get back in touch with a piece that I ignore every single day, even though I may want to be in the mirror or something. But thank you guys, and I hope everybody has a fantastic week. And this is really fun.
Love
Can't
you.
wait to meet y'all.
So
Thank you, Kilo.
I need to thank everybody today for this podcast. And I know it sounds cliche-ish, but you know, they always say that, you know, people don't give people their flowers when they're alive. They wait until they're dead to pour all this love into them. And that's why I was very intentional today about pouring love into people. Glow, you are everything that Lauryn Hill was late to. You are everything. You are everything that she was late to.
Please play her verse too. Yes.
Look, it's queued up, boo. I got you.
Okay.
Look, that's gonna be the outro music. I got you.
Me over here minding my business.
Yeah, Glow, you are everything. Everything. Yet again, another awesome example of VA. I mean, I know you ain't from VA, but now we have adopted you, so you from VA. You can't say you from nowhere else. You are everything. Everything. I don't even have the words to express what you do. All right. Cabana, I think that next to the word in the dictionary of creative needs to be you. Like your picture just needs to be there, because in any way, shape, form, or fashion, if someone has to be creative, you are able to execute visual, graphic, vocal, music, poet. You can walk down the street and make someone want to write something. And so just thank you for embodying that and for being able to articulate it for those who are creative, but not really, to be able to articulate that for us when we don't have the words.
Amen.
5, I will say, thank you for giving hope to those of us who have walked this road, whether it be poetically, whether it be as MCs, whatever. Thank you for allowing us to be comfortable to hang up our mic and not worry about it. Like for real, like I want to say maybe over the past like 5 or 6 years, I've had so many younger MCs like call me like they'd be like, yo, Dizzy, yo, you a legend. I'm like, God damn, wait a minute. I thank you, but I don't know if I like this or not. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for allowing legends to not be worried about hanging the mic up for a little while. I still come out for a show or two, but you, man, you are everything and then some. Nina,
come on.
I love you, dude.
Nina will indirectly make you get on some act right, and that's all look. She understands exactly what that means. Nina allows me to get on act right when I don't want to act right, but Nina's gets you on some act right. Thank you for being the light. Thank you for being the beam. I promise you, I read this. I was just playing. I read this. But thank you for being that beam, because we definitely need it. When we talk about words mattering, I will tell you, I cannot listen to anybody else do or perform Strange Fruit because I believe that that's your song.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Like even the original. I
need that.
It doesn't sound right because the first time I actually heard it was from you. And so it's yours. Okay? Just keep being that light for real. I hate you, Terrell. And don't say Ayanla with yes yelling because Nina.
I hate Terrell.
She yelled too. Don't front. She yelled too.
Your flow, but Terrell, I will say this: Cabana knows pre-now Nina, like deeply, and this as well. So we've it took a long time to get to this light, but
right.
Glow said it first, though. Glow said it first. Don't try to put that on me.
Cool Candice.
Cool Candice. Shotgun Mary.
Shotgun Mary. That's what I'm gonna say. Shotgun Mary. It is comforting to see someone else as strong-minded and willed as myself. It makes me feel like I'm not the only one. Because sometimes, I know I can be intimidating, and I feel like I don't have to have any filter at all. When I talk to you, you receive exactly what I'm trying to say without all the feelings and shit involved. So I appreciate that from you, Shotgun Mary. Terrell doesn't know this, but we about to put him on blast right now. Terrell Mercer, I did not know who he was in any way, shape, or form prior to co-hosting a show with him for Cabana. However, I have never encountered a spoken word artist that gives as much love, attention, and dedication to plus size women.
Come on.
Whenever he doesn't know this, and he gonna know now because I'm gonna give flowers now and not later. Whenever I am cautious, questionable, not very confident in the fluff that I carry, I just have to find something that Terrell has done to make me feel better.
Wow.
And this is why words matter.
Yeah. Because
I have something, because prior to Terrell, I didn't have anything to go listen to that said, embrace your fluffiness. But Terrell's poetry tells you embrace every curve, every dimple, every damn thing.
Everything.
Terrell's poetry does that for me. Tyrone, Greggory, words matter for me from you because even when it's inappropriate as hell, you make me laugh about it in any goddamn way. And that's necessary in this lifetime. Kilo. I will say that as much as we are alike, you are my balance as a Black woman in this world. You are my balance. You are a fucking business rock star, but you are not so business that you allowed people, not all people, you allow your vulnerability to be seen to me. And prior to meeting you, women like that would not show their vulnerability. So you showing that portion of vulnerability to me allows me to be more vulnerable because I was not before. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, I ain't gonna get into that mushy shit because then you're gonna cry.
It sounds like you about to cry, Dance. Come on,
look, words matter.
You know, cut that crying out. What you doing?
The reason I'm saying,
no, we will not reinforce that. Trigger
I know,
word.
right? I'm saying all this because this episode and just thinking about the stuff leading up to this episode really made me realize how much people's words really matter. Yeah. As kids, in middle school, in high school. We've talked about this before, but I had hell in middle school and high school. Mm-hmm. And so I had to keep reinventing. You're not gonna get me, you're not gonna get me, you're not gonna get me, you're not gonna get me. And keep being the light, keep recreating the light where people kept putting darkness on me. Yeah. And so I'm gonna have to rekindle a friendship that I have cut for not being vulnerable, because her lyrics, I listen to her, there's 2 songs I listen to every single day. Every day. Wow. One song is Closer by Guapale.
Yeah, come on here.
Every single day, I have to listen to that song.
Wow.
But there was another song that came out that I had to add. And it is by my girl, Myra.
Yeah.
And it is called Dream.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to give you the hook because the hook is enough for me.
Yeah.
The hook from the song is, I had a dream that someday I would be more than what you said you thought that I would be. Truly, now look at me. It's funny you'd agree. The air up here is sweet, but you don't want to see that it's me.
Yeah.
So I'm done. I got to get these tears off my face. What the hell? Fuck this crying shit. Love y'all.
You did that.
Wow.
Got to get off this live for people think I'm
Play.
Wait a minute. I got it.
I want to hear this.
Hold up.
They need to hear these bars, son.
Yeah, hear these bars. go down on the song.
You're not sharing your.
It's not. We can't hear it.
You're not sharing your sound, Dizzy.
Shit, wait.
Appropriate. Of us was great, accelerate, and our progression last. Let's sing my color fade is not an option. See them pollute in the pursuit to keep us in the margins. But at the root, it's just my proof of fear of when we blossom. Out of the dung, we bloom, then unify. Our bouquet lost a portion of genetic spectrum, yielding every tribe complexion, every shade and tone came from our own. No need to deny blessings. Some the pain to prone a look. We born natural, but we not press appropriate. Of us was great, accelerate, and our progression last will be first. These spicy words, circumstances never panic. Cast no adverse around the earth, more the chance that we still stand. We advance by divine plan, and now's the time that we command. The power of our melanin within our legacy that's grand. Return and balance to the land, gain knowledge of our origin. Pride in our hue, negate the few that anticipate destruction. Our pigment is iridescent. The sun been dancing on our skin. We here to stay free from the shade. There is no way color fading.